some more tack, and there's a new saddler's opened in Harrogate. Thought I'd call in and have a look. I thought I'd see if I could get a couple of new vases. Replace the ones they smashed.
Oh, right.
Frank, are you listening?
What? Oh, I'm sorry, love. Were you saying something?
I'm going into Harrogate to do some shopping.
Oh, good. You can get me some socks while you're there. Half a dozen pairs.
OK. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Shouldn't you be getting into Houghton? Thought you had a meeting with the planning officer this morning.
There's no rush. Anyway, I want Joe to see these plans before I go.
Won't he be at his office by now?
So I'll go and see him there.
Well, you don't want to be late.
I've got plenty of time. Anyone would think you were trying to get rid of me.
No, I just thought this meeting with the planning people was important. If you want their permission for more log cabins.
It is important. We can get them on our side early on. It'd save an awful lot of hassle later. You going to be back for lunch?
I don't think so, no. You don't mind, do you?
I can get my own. I'm not completely hopeless. Have a nice day. I'll see you later.
OK.
Is Lorraine coming down for breakfast?
No, she's still asleep. She's exhausted, poor kid.
You look pretty shattered yourself.
I'll survive.
I thought I might go to the Woolpack for a drink later.
No, I don't think you'll be too popular there.
Can't keep hiding myself away. My bail conditions don't stop me from going to the pub, so why shouldn't I?
Do you want me to come?
Oh, well, if you're around. Well, it doesn't matter, really. I've got to do it sometime.
Oh, hi, Carol. She's still in bed. Do you want me to go and get her?
No, don't disturb her. I brought her Walkman. I thought you might want it.
Do you want me to take Peter off your hands for a while?
No, it's all right. I'm not going out today.
Right. See you both later, then.
See you.
Michael doesn't know, does he?
Oh, of course not.
What does he think's going on?
It's all right, Carol. No one knows except you, me and Lorraine.
Has she said anything yet about coming home?
Not yet, no. I'm sure it won't be long, though.
I don't understand why she doesn't come home. I thought, well, after we talked, that she'd want to be at home.
She still needs time to sort herself out.
I suppose so. I miss her, though.
Good. Caught you.
Neil, didn't we say we'd meet in Harrogate?
Well, I thought I'd see if I could get you here.
You're lucky you didn't bump into Frank. He's only just gone.
I'd have thought of something. I wanted to see you. Couldn't bear to wait another hour.
Idiot.
No. Just in love. Oh, hi, Kim. Is Frank about?
He left a few minutes ago. Neil dropped in to see him too.
Yeah, so we drove up.
Can I help?
No, I'm just going to Houghton, get some more slug killer. Just wondered if there's anything I could get Frank.
He's gone into Houghton himself, actually.
Oh, well, never mind. Oh, do you want anything?
No, thanks. As a matter of fact, I've got to go into Harrogate. Do some shopping. I need some more tack.
Right. See you later, then.
Do you always tell your gardener your plans?
No, of course not.
Well, I shouldn't start doing it now. You'll begin to wonder why.
Sorry. I just get nervous. Nick's bound to see Frank later. He might tell him you were here.
Oh, I came to see what you booked in for the horse sale. I take it he is still planning to come.
Yes, of course. He's looking forward to it.
I dare say he is.
I hate having to lie to him, Neil. He's so trusting.
Do you wish he wasn't?
Maybe. Might make life easier.
Oh, Kim, come on.
We must go, or Nick'll start wondering.
He's got no idea. Nobody has. Besides, there's nothing to know yet. And at this rate, I'm beginning to think there never will be.
Oh, I don't know how much more I can take. But Lorraine, Lynn, you should have seen her. Giving her statement to the police, so calm in front of all those strangers.
You should be proud of her.
Oh, I am. I wish it was all over for her, though. It can't be doing her any good to keep talking about it like this. No wonder she's exhausted.
She's a tough kid.
But if they do prosecute him, she's going to have to go through all this again. And in public.
There's no way around it, though. If they want to do anything to Derek.
You know, I feel like Lorraine. If I had a gun, I think I could kill him. It would be very easy.
Gran. Do you want to have a look?
What's it meant to be?
It's supposed to be a pig, but you can't get it right.
It's nearly right.
Cows are easier to draw.
That's because you see them every day. We haven't had pigs on the farm for ages.
Have you always lived here, Gran?
Not till I was grown up and married your granddad.
When I grow up, I'm going to have pigs on the farm. And horses too.
Do you always want to live here, Robert?
Of course, with lots and lots of pigs.
Hello, love. I wasn't expecting to see you.
Well, I had a few hours free, so I thought I'd do the shopping for you.
Thank you.
I didn't know what cottage cheese to get, so I got some with chives and some with prawns and some with an apple.
Oh, did you get any plain?
No,
No, I only like plain. Well, never mind. You can eat it.
I hate cottage cheese. I got myself some Stilton.
Not there, Eric. In the kitchen.
Sorry.
Why don't you leave this? I know where everything goes.
Well, so do I.
Oh, not always. I spent hours looking for the tin tomatoes the other day.
On the second shelf?
I know. I found them. I always put them in the bottom cupboard.
Right. I'll remember. Do you want any coffee?
No, thanks. Why don't you go over to the wool pack and I'll meet you there?
I thought it'd be a nice idea if we had lunch here together.
I've got rather a lot to get through.
I'm not in your way, am I?
No. No, of course not.
Oh, hi, Mark. I'm just going to the pub for a drink. Do you fancy one?
With you?
Oh, come on, Mark. Look, it wasn't me that hit Joe. That's what you say. You know I wouldn't hit Joe. I hear you're working at the farm now.
Yeah. After you got slapped and needed somebody else.
It's an ill wind, eh?
That's what you want to call it.
Yeah, well... Sure you won't have one?
No, thanks.
I'm going to need more beaters with all ones you've got booked.
Well, that's up to you, Seth. That's what I pay you for, after all.
Are you sure you've not booked too many guns? Especially with half of them not knowing what they're doing.
The number of guns is immaterial, Seth. It's how many birds we send up that matters. What do you want?
I've come for a drink. Yeah, pint, thanks. Morning, Seth.
Hello.
I heard the pig earned a keep.
Aye, Chanterelle, she did right well.
Well, are you going to keep her on then?
You must be joking. Horrible animal. I never did like pigs.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I think that's the right money.
Frankly, I'm amazed. I always knew you had no sense of decency.
I never expected to see him coming here.
Don't know why you felt the need to encourage him.
Just being polite.
There is no point in being polite to people like Michael Feldman. They don't appreciate it.
We didn't need marmalade, Eric. We've got a jar already just started.
I wanted some thick cut. Don't like the other sort.
What's wrong with it?
You can't get your teeth into it.
You never said.
Oh, dear. 2 months married and she discovers her husband only likes thick-cut marmalade. If only she'd known.
Don't be silly. I just don't care for it myself, that's all.
Well, you should try it.
I'll stick to my own, thank you.
Ooh, separate marmalades, eh? And we made a terrible mistake, Elizabeth.
I suppose we could go turn and turn about with the marmalade?
Not a good idea. It would only mean that one of us would never be happy at the breakfast table.
So, what do you suggest? Divorce?
A possibility. We could, of course, have 2 sorts all the time.
A compromise?
The basis for any strong marriage.
Come on, let's go to the pub. Celebrate the successful negotiation of our first disagreement.
Want to buy a bike?
You shouldn't be seen with me, Seth. I've been sent to Coventry.
Meg did that to me once. Won't talk to me for a week.
Oh, yeah.
I've never forgot it. Best week I ever had. What about it then?
About what?
This bike of mine. It's a good one. You can go up mountains on it.
As if I'd want to.
As if anybody would on a push bike. I'm only asking 50 quid for it.
Oh, well, that settles it then. I ain't got 50 quid.
Then I can buy a proper bike for a tenner. Just like that one I had before Frank Tate ran over it.
Yeah, typical.
Bit first shoot soon.
Oh, aye. Usual bunch of used car salesmen popping away, I suppose. They wouldn't have a pheasant from a sparrow.
Shows all you know. We've even got some Japanese businessmen coming this year.
Japanese?
Oh, aye. Tate's done tang about. One holiday in Scotland with Mr. Kincaid, it ain't only grouse they're bagging, it's customers.
Well, that's why the Tates suck up to him for what they get out of him.
If they think they're onto a good thing, they don't let go. You've got to hand that to them.
Since when have you been a fan of Frank Tate's?
I'm not saying I like him, but when it comes to business...
Look, how much of the profits from the shoot are going to come your way, eh? They wouldn't have a game farm worth shooting on if it weren't for you.
Well, I don't do badly. I make enough to fill that glass for you, any road.
What, on Frank Tate's money?
Listen to me, young Michael. I know Tates aren't our sort of folk, and I dare say they don't mind cutting corners when it comes to making money. But that don't excuse what you did. So I don't want to be listening to you trying to make out that it don't matter.
Oh, I'm sorry, Seth.
Right, you want that pint, don't you?
Please, Seth. Oh, and thanks.
What other horrors you got in store?
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, I guess it'll be fun finding out. I don't think we've got time for a drink after all.
Neil, you must go.
I know. I always have to, don't I?
We've had a lovely day, and let's settle for that.
I'm not sure how much longer I can wait.
Nor am I. But you must go, please, Neil.
In a minute.
Kim? Are you back?
In the sitting room.
Oh, hello, Neil. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
I'm glad someone is. God, what a day I've had. These blasted planners.
What's wrong?
Too intrusive, not in keeping with the area, dominates the landscape, honestly.
We're extending the holiday village. Another 20 log cabins.
We were hoping to extend the holiday village. After today's session, I wouldn't be at all surprised if they don't ask us to dismantle the existing cabins.
One of those days.
Yeah, and it's not just the holiday village that's messed up. I'm sorry, love. It doesn't look as if I'm going to make the horse sales after all.
Oh, Frank.
Well, just not on. I've got to work flat out now and get some new plans done. You'll have to make do with Neil, I'm afraid.
Late? You usually finished milking much earlier.
It's Mark. Keep telling him if he shows a bit more enthusiasm, the jobs are done quicker.
You get more work out of Robert than Mark. He's that keen to be a farmer.
Yeah, well, give him time.
You need more than that. Time's not on his side at all.
Here, Jack. I want to show you something in the paper. Winter breaks. Get away for Christmas.
Wish we could.
Listen. Cottage to let. Yorkshire Dales. December, January. £150 a week.
Yeah, well,
We could do that.
we haven't got a cottage.
Mark can move back in here. Rachel too when she gets home.
What, you mean next door?
Well, over Christmas anyway. £150 a week will come in handy right now, Jack.
Finished.
You sure you've cleaned the clusters properly?
You can check them if you like.
No, I believe you.
We won't be needing any tea tonight. I'm off to a disco with Dan.
I thought Dan was at college.
Yeah, he is. He's back for a reading week.
Starting with the disco?
Yeah. We won't be back till late, so I thought I'd stay over at his place.
What about the morning milk?
I'm not cutting short a night out for a herd of cows. Not on the wages that you pay me.
We'd pay you more if we could, Mark.
I've told you, money's tight right now.
So what am I supposed to do?
But we've all got to pull our belts in, especially if we want to keep the farm going.
It's not fair. You're taking advantage of me because I'm family.
Well, we've got no choice, Mark.
You can't expect me to do masses and masses of overtime. Not when I'm not even getting paid a decent basic wage.
We're all in the same boat.
No, you're not. You own this farm. This is what you want to do. I'm only doing it because Joe more or less forced me to.
And there's nothing else.
I can go on a dole if you like.
Oh, come on, Mark. That's a total waste of time and you know it.
Yeah, maybe. But I'll tell you one thing. Until I get a pay rise, there's no more morning milking.
Well, that's clear enough.
Yeah, well, if he's like this now, what's he going to be like when he finds out that you're going to rent his home to complete strangers?
Archie, They're not going to turn you down just if there's a scrap of dust on the mantelpiece.
I just don't want to take any chances.
Look, they'd give you some warning if they were going to turn up.
Well, you can't be too sure, can you? Anyway, that's not the point.
Well, what is then?
Well, I think they're right to do these sort of checks. I mean, there's all sorts of things, like plugs, for instance. I mean, they need to have safety covers on.
They have. I did them ages ago.
Yeah, I know. I had a look this afternoon.
Look, will you just relax? Remember, it was their idea that you should get registered in the first place.
Yeah, I know. But might change their mind, eh?
Well, why should they?
Because I'm a bloke.
Oh, yeah, I was forgetting.
Look, most childminders are women, and it's women who choose them.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, but in practice, I bet it is. I mean, it won't be a bloke that comes to check up on me.
It could be.
You have to face it, Nick. You know what they say? It's a woman's world, and a man has to be that much better if he's going to have any chance of getting on. It's a fact of life.
Why shouldn't he drink here? Where else is he supposed to go?
I wonder about you sometimes, Lynn. You seem to be bent on making yourself a haven for all the unworthy inhabitants of Beckendale.
Oh, I suppose you'd rather they roamed the streets homeless.
No, of course not. But doesn't it worry you? All alone up there, anything could happen.
This is Michael Fellman we're talking about, not Freddy Krueger.
Who?
Nightmare on Elm Street. Never mind.
Well, I mean, why you've taken Lorraine in, if nobody knows. And she's nothing but trouble.
She acts tough, that's all. She's just a child.
She acts like a little tart, and her mother's not much better.
Everybody's too ready to jump to conclusions about people making up their mind without really thinking about it.
Well, like Carol did about Nick and Alice?
Carol was wrong, and there's no need for us to do the same thing. Besides, she's had enough to worry about lately without us adding to it.
What's going on, Lynn? I thought the one person in this village you couldn't stand was Carol.
Yeah, well, I've changed my mind, OK?
They want the log cabins more spread out, or fewer of them, which means the whole thing's got to be recosted, as well as redesigned.
Well, better to have found out now rather than later, I suppose.
I'm sorry it's put paid to our weekend.
You really can't come with us?
Not if I'm to get this in time for their next meeting. We don't get their approval by Christmas, we could be way behind schedule.
Well, maybe I shouldn't go myself.
Of course you must go. All sales are very important to you. I thought I heard something.
Oh, Cat.
Now, where did you come from?
Oh, he's hungry, poor little thing.
Is it all right to mind?
No, of course not. Sit down.
I wouldn't want to get you into trouble with Mr. Turner.
Oh, you know Alan. His bark's much worse than his bite.
Did you give Lorraine a Walkman?
Yeah, she was really pleased.
I wish I could make her come home, Lynn.
She will. Just give her time.
She does blame me, doesn't she?
She's still trying to work things out. It's never going to be easy.
She's right. I should have known. How could I have missed something like that?
Because it's impossible to believe, I suppose.
I know, but even so. You know, when she was talking, I kept remembering all these little incidents, you know, things that puzzled me at the time. Sometimes she'd be crying her eyes out for hours. She used to have these terrible nightmares. She'd wake up screaming. And some of the things she'd say, I just thought she was precocious. I should have known. What kind of a mother am I?
Carol, listen to me. This is not your fault. It's Derek's. He's the one who did this. He did this to Lorraine. You can't waste time blaming yourself. You've got to look after her.
Yeah, if she'll let me. It's you she's turned to, isn't it?
It's you she needs. I'm not important, not really.
I don't know what to do.
I don't think any of us do, least of all Lorraine.
I just keep going over it in my mind all the time. I turn the television on. I couldn't tell you what I'm watching half the time.
I don't know how to help you, Carol. I suppose you need time too.
Well, that's all I do have. Do you know, I never knew how much I enjoyed working here.
Carol, I won't be mad.
No, I should go. You've got work to do.
Why don't you go and have a drink in the pub?
No, Mr. Turner won't let me.
Well, go on. It's worth a try. It's better than sitting at home all alone.
Well, anything's better than that.
Go on. I'll try and come through later if I get a chance.
I wish I could make it better for her, Lynn.
I know. Good evening. How can I help you?
I always put the milk in first.
And I always put it in afterwards.
And you've got the nerve to accuse me of being stuck in my ways.
It's true. Rinsing the dishes.
Thick marmalade.
Wanting the window wide open.
Well, what's wrong with that? I always have the window open.
I know. I always kept it closed.
Dear, is there anything we do agree on?
There must be something. Hello. Oh. Oh. I'm terribly sorry. Yes, I'll be up straight away. Tinker.
No, where is she now?
Home farm. It's not funny.
Yes, it is.
Yes, you're right. On that we do agree.
Carol, I thought I made it clear...
I just want to have a drink, Mr. Turner. I promise I won't make any trouble.
Yes, that's all right, my dear. What'll you have?
I'll have a large whiskey, please.
So you've no idea at all then?
Search me. She's been in a funny mood all day, though.
Lost in thought most of the time. You know, miles away.
Dreaming of Spain, I suppose?
No, it's more than that. Don't stop on my account.
Stop what?
Talking about me. That's what you were doing, wasn't it?
No, Ma, well, not really.
Yes. We were wondering why you asked Joe here. There's something you want to tell us, isn't there?
Yes. I'm going to London next week.
When did you decide that?
I spoke to Leonard yesterday. I'm going to stay with him and sort out our plans for Christmas.
Can I get you another, Carol?
Oh, thanks, Mr. Turner, but I don't think so.
I'll bring it over to you.
No, I think I'll just go home. Thanks.
I'm 72 years old.
I don't look a day over 50. Well, 60. Hey, Jack.
I want to make the most of the time that's left to me.
I should think so. Why not?
Look, Dad, I finished.
Yeah, I'll look at it later, son.
And there's Robert's future to think about as well. In the meantime, I want to sell my interest in the farm.
What?
I've been thinking long and hard since our last meeting. And Joe's right. We are just living from hand to mouth.
I didn't exactly say that.
Well, perhaps he should have done. People don't want farms anymore. There's too much milk produced. And that's why they're cutting your prices.
Well, we've just got to sort ourselves out, Ma. Slim down the operation a bit.
You do far better to sell it while you can get something for it.
Sell Emmerdale?
You want Robert to inherit a lot of useless fields?
Oh, it's not as bad as that. Oh, that's rich, coming from you. You put these ideas into her head in the first place.
I've had them ever since Henry died. And when I first went to Spain, I realised there was more to life than saving this place from the bailiffs.
So what do you want me to do? Write you out a cheque so you can go and live the high life in London?
I'm not going to start any silly arguments, Jack.
How much do you think your share in the farm's worth then, Annie?
Well, we'll have to have the place properly valued before we can do anything.
And you really want us to buy you out? You're that serious?
Never more so.
I don't know what to say.
I don't expect an answer now.
Oh, I should hope not.
But when I come back from London, I shall want an answer then.